Well, last time I was at my daughter's house and son-in-law's house, we changed the pump and went through all the electrical circuits, and I don't know what's going over there. The piping's leaking. Anyway, pump's working much better now. Pool's clean. However, even though we're getting 12 volts at that pool light, whatever LED light they bought is not working per plan. It's very dim, so I don't know what's going on with that, but they don't seem very interested in me helping them with that. I don't think they want to deal with it. Anyway, so yesterday I get a call and everybody's dying in the house because the air conditioning's not working. And I just got here, and yeah, this thing looks a little older than I thought it was. Let's see if the fan spins. The fan motor seems to be spinning. So what's happening is they say, oh, not only is it 150 degrees inside, but every time they turn the unit on, the circuit breaker in the house trips. There's a disconnect here that you just pull. I don't know if you can see down in there, but I don't know, can't really see with too many shadows, but nothing obvious. The coils all look clean. It's probably the compressor. So the breaker's tripping. Let's go make sure that's really the case before I take this all apart. Actually, you know what? Let me witness this. Let me put the disconnect back in. Hold on. You know, it should be a code rule that breakers be labeled. I understand maybe they'll change over time, but this is ridiculous. I don't know. This is the only one that, these are all on. They're all, but this one appears to be tripped. I didn't hear anything kick on, and those didn't trip. I don't even know if it's used. Maybe it's off upstairs. Hold on. It's off. Huh. Well, I don't know if I'm just missing something obvious, or I shouldn't have been listening to my kids on the phone about the breaker tripping. All the breakers are on. None are tripping, but I can't get the thermostat to kick the AC on. Unless I'm looking at the wrong thermostats. There's like a thermostat in every room here. Maybe there's a main thermostat somewhere. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. So I was playing with the wrong thermostat. I guess the ones that I've been playing with are all the local control thermostats. There's a couple of these around the house. This did it. I hit mode and it's set for 60, which is pretty cold. And as soon as I hit it, I heard this fan dip in voltage and power, and I think there's something else in the house running. I could just sense the power dip, and then I heard the breaker trip. So yeah, that's good. Now I trust that we have a problem outdoors, and it was indeed this breaker. Let's see if I can do it. Let's see if I can make it happen again. Maybe you'll see the lights dim. Listen to that hum. Yep. So, based on the fact that that fan was spinning upstairs, I mean not upstairs, on the AC unit outdoors, I'm thinking we have a compressor issue. So the breaker's off, and definitely have a locked rotor situation on some device. So I don't know, let's go see if we can horse around a little bit. Let me make sure this is all the way off, even though we have a disconnect outside. All right, be right back. Yep, so the breaker's off. I pulled this that out of this shit breaker stab, whatever the hell it's called. Anyway, so we took the 8 bolts off around the edge, lifted the fan out upside down. I don't think it's a fan issue. If it was locked rotor, that wouldn't be working. This is an old unit, and there was a certain amount of humidity and wetness. There was this rotten old shroud under it, around the compressor, probably as insulation. That's all rotten. Yeah, this thing is showing its age. There was this little plastic cap around the hookups. There you go. So I'm going to check each of those to the case to see if we have a winding shorted to the case of the compressor. Man, it's so friggin' hot out here, I can't fucking take it. Hold on. So we figured out this ohm meter wasn't working because I had never had a battery in it, so it wasn't reading ohms. But I just checked phase to phase, and they all seem like they're shorted. I don't want to jump to conclusions yet. But then I took off this panel, and wowie. Let's see if I can clean that up a little bit and double check the phases and make sure we just don't have a bunch of dirt in here that's shorting out the circuit. Hold on. Yeah, note to self. Close these disconnect lids. I banged my friggin' head on it standing up. So anyway. So looky here. I don't know. It looks to me like that capacitor bulged and failed. Oh look, it uses the same one for the fan as the... That'd be interesting. I wonder if the fan's even short. That might be a good way to see if the fan, which is a separate motor, is shorted to the compressor, which would tell me without taking this all apart. But look at that. What is that? What is that, like a burn mark there? Yeah, that capacitor looks bulged or damp. See, I don't know. See that? Something's up. Let me see if so I removed the starting capacitor, and I labeled the terminals with the wires that were connected to them. And let's see if I can film this with one hand and see if this capacitor is shorted. Aha. It's not the capacitor. Interesting. Even though the capacitor looks hosed. So, let's see. I think brown was the fan. And purple and red were the... How am I going to do this with one hand? Yeah. I'm barely touching them. I'm barely touching these together. And I don't know if you can see the meter deflect. Now it's making a liar out of me. What am I dreaming? Hold on. Can't do this with two hands. So I hooked the capacitor back up to what? To just the purple and brown leads that go to this fan, and we put the disconnect back in, and they're gonna hit the breaker down there. All right, tell them to turn it on, and then I'll tell you to turn it off, and you can scream turn it off after I... Oh, I heard something. It must have broke.
It just popped off.
Okay.
You said okay.
Turn it off.
Turn it off.
Interesting. All right, we're gonna try the same thing with just the compressor hooked up. I think. Tell me, all right, turn it on. Same thing's happening. All right, tell them to turn it off. So it does it with both the fan and the compressor individually. And the only common thing is that capacitor. So even though it's not shorted, could be open, could not be working, it could, so it might not be shorted, it might just be shot. Okay. My guess is we should change that capacitor. So all that messing around, I came in here and noticed the microwave light wasn't working, the display, and I just bought this for them. So I went downstairs and I didn't want to get into checking for fuses on this microwave. So I just said, well, let me see if I can reset it. So I found the breaker downstairs after going through half of them. Turned it off. My daughter watched to make sure that light went off. It went off. I closed the breaker again and it reset and it works. So that's one bit of good news for today. Now as far as the central air unit, I don't know what's going on. This could have been caused by a failed compressor, but we ordered a new capacitor online for under 20 bucks. Same exact model. So we're gonna try to replace that. We buttoned up the central unit outside and we're gonna replace this when it comes in Wednesday. So we'll see. Well, it's almost a week later and a new capacitor came in. And that's the old one. And new one's nice and not bulged. So we're gonna hook it up and see if the capacitor fixes it. If not, we'll check that contactor and Make sure it's not the compressor. I'm hoping that this capacitor is the key here. So let me pause this. Oops. So the new capacitor is back in, and why does this look upside down? Anyway, the new capacitor is in. Made sure the breaker was on in the house, and here goes nothing. Oh shit. It didn't kick on inside, probably because they moved some air conditioners into the house, window units to cool the house down. Let's go make sure the inside isn't off. Hold on. Okay, my daughter's in there manning the thermostat. All right. I said, okay. Fuck is she doing in there? Well, look at there. I fixed it. The moment of truth. Another Kafkuba preserve, reuse, recycle success story. Fan works. Compressors, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's got that weird like eeeeet sound in the background as opposed to the with the fan. All right, it was the capacitor. Thanks for tuning in. Ciao. Oh, I'd like to add too that this is hot, so it's the compressor's working. It's a little soon, but that feels cool. All right, $14, saved them $4,000 or $5,000. Ciao. I don't know, the air handler must be in the attic on this house. I'm trying to convince my daughter or my son-in-law to have to clean this, vacuum that out and clean the filter before we blow more capacitors. I don't know if there's attic access here or you take that filter out and climb around and look or what, but I ain't dealing with that part. I got it working, they can clean it, and there's no problems with the air handler except maybe access and getting it clean. So, all right, that's it.